Hey Books, welcome into our Leo-Virgo astrology tarot reading for February 2026. I thank you guys so much for tuning into this message whenever you choose to, and I appreciate you for being on this side of the channel. Let's talk about what you got going on in February here, Leo-Virgos. It's a very interesting energy. I saw 3 suns, okay? I don't know if you have 3 sons, like 3 children that are masculines, 3 masculine children, or if this is just a reflection of some sort of revitalization that you might be getting, like your solar plexus could be increasing. That is your life force, your vitality, your energy. They were kind of like circling around one another, so there is some sort of like shift or change that's happening. I just heard in the perception of yourself. It's a change and a shift in the perception of yourself. Okay. They're doing a little dance. Okay, so there could be some sort of internal conflict that you might be facing here in February that then turns into some sort of self-actualization, like some sort of identity that helps you center who you are, or center on or focus on who you are. Okay, keep in mind in February we do have the conjunction between Saturn and Neptune in 0 degrees of Aries. So that could be the influence of that sun energy showing up here in February, but it almost feels like there could be some sort of internal battle, like with emotion and spirit, because I'm seeing waves of water. So maybe something very Cancerian about this, or like water element could be significant. Something very Piscean, maybe even Cancer or Pisces could be relevant to this energy for you. 12th house introspection, yeah. Just slipped out with Gemini and cross-pollinate. Yeah, there's something that's crossed, like mixed up. Or you feel mixed emotions about something. I just heard embracing who you are. Mixed emotions about embracing yourself. Okay, some of y'all might be toting that line of, is this arrogant? Is that vanity? Is this cocky? I don't want to be that. Okay, that could be something internally that you're struggling with. Not wanting, I don't know why it's coming through like that, but like not wanting to think too highly of yourself. But because you're not trying to think too highly of yourself, you're actually like lowering your self-esteem in a way. Maybe you're finding a healthier balance. I just saw Libra with the scales. Maybe you're going to find a healthier balance between having the right kind of, having a healthy ego, but then also being able to change and shift that ego when needed and necessary. Some of y'all might be battling a fixed ego. Okay. Something in your ego could be fixed up to this point. Maybe around that conjunction, which I believe is on the 20th. That might shift and change. Okay, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Tell me more about this perception shift that's happening. The self-actualization. Thank you. Yeah, mystery. 8th house in Aries. Yeah, okay. There's the self. I'm getting, why do I act this way? Why does this happen? Why am I like this? Okay, maybe that's the introspection. Learning a little bit more about yourself. 1st house energy. Messages. Yeah, you're definitely going to get some sort of communication or clarity around why you are the way you are. Okay, if something's been a deep mystery to you, and or something's been needing to shift and transform with that 8th house energy, death, that's going to happen this month, okay? I just heard a better understanding. You're going to have a better understanding. Clarify, exactly. You're going to have a better understanding of why you are wired the way you are, why you function the way you are, why certain things make you feel certain ways, like where this emotion energy might be coming from. Okay. Clarify this. What's being clarified with the solar clone? Mars in motion. Yeah. There's the war. There's the war with Aries energy, first house, eighth house. Yeah. Clarify. The sun. I can't make it up. Yeah, the sun is very, very strong in your energy. I mean, you do have that Leo dynamic. You are ruled by the sun. That's going to play a big part in your energy here in February. I almost feel like you get empowered to take action in a certain way here, Leo Virgo, where it's like maybe there was something that was making you feel out of control. Like, I can't control my thoughts. I can't control my actions. I can't control myself. That narrative changes. You find the sense of control. Okay, maybe this has to do with some form of discipline you're trying to grow within your world. Clarify source in the sun. Jupiter in abundance. Yeah, definitely something trying to grow here. And Neptune in vision. Exactly. Okay. Okay, Saturn and Neptune conjunction. Exactly. All right. So you're going to absolutely feel impacted by that transit. And it's going to clarify something here for you. Cleanse maybe even something for you. Your vision, okay, messages, communication. Maybe there has been some sort of blockage in your energy, Leo Virgo, where it's like you can connect with maybe your higher self. You can hear those messages from the divine, but being able to process it or like fully understand it might have been a struggle. And I think you're going to get some sort of cleansing that happens. Maybe that's why I was seeing the waves of energy. Some sort of cleansing is going to happen here in February where that struggle to discern and decipher dissipates, dissolves. Like you then have now clear-cut understanding of what the divine, what your higher self is trying to tell you, guide you towards. That connection to source energy strengthens. And maybe that brings in some form of abundance here for you. Okay? Okay. It clears your vision. Maybe you've been having a bit of like an identity thing, or just like trying to really figure out who you are, or that's just been pressing on your spirit. And again, if that is the case, that is absolutely in par with the cosmic energy right now. A lot of the conscious collective is going to have to definitively define and decide who they are. This Neptune and Aries energy is bringing about, ooh, yeah, there you go, Eight of Swords. It's bringing about a lot of force behind us, again, standing in our spiritual truth. There's a lot of energy that wants to disrupt and disturb spirit, disturb those that are connected to source. And you're going to have to make that decision for yourself on whether you're going to surrender to that disturbance or fight against it. I just heard, even if the whole world says no, you have to be brave enough to say yes. There could be a lot of bold action that you feel guided to take here in February when it comes to that. I just started making statements about, maybe that's the messages, statements about who you are, what you believe, where you stand, what you're standing for. It's a part of you that maybe it's been hard to see or digest, or again, I just feel like connect with. There's some sort of struggle here. There's some sort of struggle. Okay, clarify here, Divine. Show me what's the mystery in the 8th house for Leo Virgo. Death. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's been hard to identify what part of you needs to change or shift. Like, what part of the ego is, I'm hearing, tainting your vision. That could be difficult to pinpoint, but I think you're going to get clarity around that. Show me why Aries is here for Leo Virgo. The 8 of Cups. The action that you need to take is to walk away from something, detach from something emotionally. That's what I was feeling. Maybe like the emotions have been opposing what your spirit's been saying. Okay. So then what's arriving with the 1st house? Ooh, the 6 of Cups in reverse with the Ace of Cups. Oh. I think this is a part of you, Leo Virgo, that really strives to keep some sort of peace. And it almost seems like your higher self is like trying to relieve you from that job, relieve you from that duty. Whatever this situation is or whatever you might be going through in February, it is that kind of fine line between what action should I take? Should I take any action? Should I let it be? Or not doing something that your spirit's telling you to do because you want to keep the peace in some sort of situation or scenario or dynamic. You don't want to be at war. You don't want to have that opposition. And sometimes we do that because we don't want to lose someone, or we don't want to lose access to something, or lose some sort of standing or status, or lose connection, lose family. But understand that when you do that, when you don't follow what your higher self is telling you because you don't want to rock the boat or ruffle feathers, or, you know, it's still a bit of that people-pleasing energy, you are sacrificing yourself in a way that I think is going to be very difficult to do with this new cosmic climate we're entering. It's going to be very difficult to sacrifice the self, because there's so much strong energy in the 1st house. Okay. And that's only going to amplify once we get to Aries season. Once the sun enters the 1st house, you'll have the sun, Saturn, and Neptune. It's a lot of heavy hitters. So it's going to be more difficult to sacrifice the self, Leo Virgo. And you might be shocked at how much you've been doing that, where you've been doing that, or why you've been doing that. That's the mystery. Ace of Cups. Yeah, show me these messages here. What message is trying to reach Leo Virgo? The 7 of Wands. Stand your freaking ground. I can't make it up. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything. You have to take a stance. You have to take a stance. Okay. And what's being clarified with the solar calm? Ooh. Ace of Wands with the Chariot, the Lovers. Yeah, this could be within some sort of relationship dynamic. Again, this is a choice out of love that you might need to make. How strong is your self-love, Leo Virgo? You don't have to sacrifice your self-love to love someone else. If you find that you're doing that, something about that is going to shift and change. Can you clarify what's being clarified here for Leo Virgo? What's being clarified here for Leo Virgo? Your strength. There you are. Yourself. Clarity on who you are. And I'm not even. More importantly than just clarity on who you are, confidence, sun energy, confidence in who you are, feeling comfortable, maybe even. Maybe your name begins with a C, or like there's some sort of, maybe someone's name begins with a C. Clarity, confidence, comfortability. I just heard third time's a charm. C is the third letter of the alphabet. I saw 3 suns. So yeah, something's happening in threes. Something's happening in threes here in February. Show me more about Mars in motion. What's the motion that Mars is bringing in for Leo Virgo? The Queen of Wands, get to moving on a vision. There's that Neptune vision energy. Pisces, Aries, where Neptune's been for a while, or is going to be in for the next couple decades, I feel, right? Yeah, okay. Show me the sun and source energy here. Yeah, you're the Queen of Wands, regardless of your gender. The 10 of Cups. Yeah, you're the source of your own happiness. You're the source of your own joy, of your own emotional fulfillment. Some of y'all have maybe been subconsciously waiting on someone to emotionally fulfill you, and you have the power to do that yourself. And I know that that is not necessarily it's not always instinctual and intuitive to do that, because we are social beings, we are social creatures. We often like to feel that sense of joy and elation in connection to others. But this is the beauty of a lot of this first house energy that we're stepping into in this cosmic climate. The power to decide for yourself. I'm in the 10 of Cups. To decide for yourself, I'm in the 9 of Pentacles. I'm in that sense of self-actualization. I don't necessarily need the validation of anybody else to feel valid as a person. I can operate as that validating power in my own world. This is something that we're also going to see a lot of people who have been, we're going to see it on the extreme spectrums here. Some people who have absolutely been living in their own world, and it's going to show in everything that they do because they will lack consideration for others. This is not what I'm talking about here with you, Leo Virgo. You are on the side of that spectrum of energy where you need to fortify your own world in order to survive what's happening, in order to maneuver and navigate through the energy in the climate. It's not about disregarding anybody else connected to you. It's about fortifying you. There's been a lack of that, where some have been absolutely fortifying themselves much more than needed and necessary. And so they're going to have that other side of the spectrum where it looks delusional, right? They live in their own world where no one else exists but them. It's that narcissism. I'm not feeling that here for you. I feel like you need a little bit of that self-centeredness. For 3 suns to show up in my meditation, you need a little bit more of that self-centeredness so that you're best prepared to receive or to connect in the ways that the divine is trying to connect or even expand you here with Jupiter in abundance. Okay? Clarify what this abundance is here, divine. How is Jupiter expanding Leo Virgo in February? How is Jupiter expanding the Lovers? Exactly. Expanding your ability to choose what's in alignment for you, as opposed to choosing other people's alignment, as opposed to worrying too much about that. And again, keywords, too much. It's okay to consider others in that. It's very important to do so. But when you do it and sacrifice your own needs, that's what is coming into balance here. Ace of Wands, yeah. That's what's coming into balance. Clarify what's dying here with the mystery 8th house. Ooh, that's the truth. Period. So what's dying is the unknown factor of this. You will be in full knowledge and full awareness of what is ready to shift in your world. Okay, especially when it comes to the ego. Clarify the 8 of Cups with Aries. Thank you, divine. The 6 of Pentacles. Right. Right. This is going to balance out any sort of overgiving, overdoing that you might have been operating under in your world and in your life, Leo Virgo. Because it seems like that overdoing, overgiving has led to a lack of self-confidence or a lack of self-belief. The Fool, exactly. This is a new beginning for you, a new beginning. Yeah, whatever doubt has maybe been lingering in your mind, that could also be what clarifies or gets cleared out here, cleansed away. Clarify what's arriving with this Six of Cups in reverse. The Two of Wands, exactly. You're no longer waiting on the past to show up and validate you, or somebody else outside of you to validate you. You are validating yourself in all the ways that are needed and necessary. Please understand that it's needed and necessary. And I think the reason why this could be a struggle for whoever this message is for is because you think self-validation is selfish or vain or arrogant, or like you don't want to come off full of yourself. You don't want to be walking around like, oh, I'm the shit. But it's like there's a little bit of that that's needed and necessary. Again, it's about having a healthy ego. You never really want to kill your ego. Your ego is what keeps you safe. It keeps you alive. Okay? But having a healthy ego, and a healthy ego is one that is moldable, shiftable, mutable. And Leo being fixed energy, that could be a bit of a struggle. I see that. But I think you're going to get assistance in reshaping and remolding the ego so that you're also how can I say that? That you also get the opportunity to grow and expand, as opposed to being the sunshine in everyone else's world and life and growing them. You get a sun for yourself to grow you. Okay? That's what it's feeling like. Show me the Seven of Wands with these messages. Yeah, the Ten of Swords, right. I also feel like, Leo Virgo, you're going to have the ability to decipher and discern communication from others that is like real versus genuine. And again, this is a larger theme in the collective, especially with this conjunction coming up. The line between what's real and what's fake is going to be very, very, very blurry. And this is why you need spiritual discernment. Okay, show me strength. Why is strength being clarified here? A calm strength is coming in. Tell me more about that for Leo Virgo Divine. The Emperor and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, you can be soft. You can be receptive. You can be in connection with your emotional body and still make choices and decisions and still kind of be in control. Maybe this is a part of it, trying to control the emotions, not allowing the emotions to control you. That's another big theme I'm starting to pick up here. Not allowing the emotions to control you. Okay. Clarify. There could be a lot of messages, though. Okay, I think that's why something's not necessarily coming out. There could be a lot of messages that are trying to come in. And again, this is definitely on the collective tip. I mean, we've been bombarded with information for a very long time here as a society, right? Rise of the internet, rise of social media. It's hard to have an original thought these days, right? And we can see that in a lot of the media, a lot of the content that gets pushed out, okay? A lot of rage baiting, a lot of people who capitalize on the misinformation for their own personal gain. Okay, that's been the name of the game for a very long time. There is going to be a shift in that. And Leo Virgo, I feel like when it comes to your world and your life, it's up to you to decide, again, what's real and what's fake. But in order to do so, you need that Seven of Wands. You need that spiritual discernment, that spiritual guard and protection. Okay. Very kind of tapped into the angel and ancestor message for next week. Surround yourself with protective energies. That's something that you're going to have to do, or you're going to be given the strength to do. Okay. Show me strength under solar calm here, Divine. Thank you. Okay, the Hermit. Yeah. There you are, Leo Virgo. Period. What's being clarified is the balance that you need, Leo Virgo. You need that. You need to express that Leo energy, that strength energy. You are the strength for a lot of people in your world. It seems like that is a part of you. That is something that I feel really fulfills you, brings you happiness and joy, that people do look to you for support, look to you for maybe even guidance, look to you to ground them. Okay. But you also have to honor that part of you that is the hermit, that needs that solitude, that needs that connection with the divine, that needs to fortify yourself. This is quite simply, plainly put, you can't pour from an empty cup, Leo Virgo. And if you keep trying to pour from an empty cup, what you're pouring isn't going to be what's needed and necessary, or it isn't necessarily going to help anything. Okay. The best thing you can do to help in these situations is to make sure that you are fulfilled, so that that fulfillment, that overflow of energy can pour into who it needs to pour into. And maybe that's where I'm getting the self-sacrifice. You've been sacrificing the hermit to be the strength. And that's been imbalanced for a while. And this is going to be an opportunity here in February to push you into the right alignment, the lovers. Okay. So that not only is everyone else connected to you happy, but you also get to enjoy the Ten of Cups. It's almost like you've been the source of the Ten of Cups for others, and you've been outside looking in, people enjoying all that sunshine energy, enjoying being in the Ten of Cups, enjoying all the fulfillment that they receive from connecting with you or being around you, whatever it is. But you're on the outside looking in. You're not a part of it. It's like, I'm glad I could help you feel better about you, but you don't feel good. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, so, yeah, the Six of Pentacles, a little bit of like a misdistribution of your energy that's going to get recalibrated here in February. Show me the Queen of Wands under Mars. Okay, the King of Swords and the Two of Cups. Exactly. Exactly. You're going to be making clearer decisions here when it comes to those that you're connected to and connected with. Can I get one for the Queen of Wands and Mars here, Divine? Thank you. The Ace of Cups. Exactly. Exactly. That self-love is going to get kicked into high gear here. Okay. You know, it's like, you know, you can create the Ten of Cups. You know that people are experiencing better relationships, better partnerships, better existence, better life because of you. And again, that's not coming from an arrogant space. It comes from the effort that you've put into that, to pour into those people because you love them and you care for them. And that's a beautiful and amazing and wonderful thing. It's just been a bit imbalanced, my loves. It's just been a little focused outward and not enough focus inward. And again, that's ignoring the hermit that is also you. Okay. Show me the Ten of Cups, Divine, under the sun. Okay. Yeah, the Seven of Swords. Right. It's just a little bit of a misconception or a misunderstanding about your role and your function as the sun energy, as someone who is ruled by the sun, and people feel that sun with you, feel that positivity. Okay. That's what's being cleared up here. You're not responsible for other people's Ten of Cups. You're responsible for maintaining your own and those that are in that energy with you, but not other people's, if that makes sense. Like, you're not responsible for other people's happiness, Leo Virgo. You can be a source, or you can aid in someone finding their happiness. You can support someone in their happiness, but you're not responsible for it. Okay? You're not responsible for it. And I think you've been carrying responsibility for some people's happiness here, and that's not necessarily your function or your role anymore, or it never really was in the first place. Show me the Lovers in this abundance. How is that expanding? The King of Cups. Okay. Okay. Someone could be trying to make it your responsibility to make them happy. Judgment energy here. Pluto's also making a lot of movement right now, so that makes sense. Yeah, this is Spirit calling judgment on this dynamic that you've been a part of here, Leo Virgo. It's time to reclaim your Ace of Cups, okay? And almost like decenter yourself as the source of other people's happiness, and refocus on how you're investing in your own. Okay? Save a little bit of that energy for yourself. Again, I'm not telling you to not support other people, not at all. Because I do see that, and I know that that brings you a lot of joy. But you got to bring a little joy to yourself here, okay? And it's okay to, and it's safe to, and it's not selfish, and it's not the wrong thing, and it's not being self-centered and egocentric and arrogant or narcissistic. Even though those that might be very used to receiving your sunshiny energy or using you as their source of happiness might try to project that onto you. Oh, you're being a narc. Oh, you're being selfish. Oh, all you're doing is being centered on yourself. And it's like, no, I just know that I need to take care of me. It's like somebody might be trying to make that a wrong thing to do, trying to make you feel guilty for taking care of you because they want you to focus all on them. Because that's maybe where the focus has been for a very long time. But that, whether they like it or not, whether you like it or not, Leo Virgo, is going to shift because of the cosmic climate. Okay? So heads up, that's your warning. That's something you need to know and be aware of. Okay? Clarify here, Divine, how you're showing up in this energy. What other guidance do you have here for Leo Virgo when it comes to death and this Ace of Swords? Okay. Yeah, I can't make it up. Transfiguration and purification, cleansing. Yeah. What was hard to see is going to become very clear. Okay. Once you get this truth and this clarity, a lot is going to change. Clarify death with the Ace of Swords. Thank you. Yeah, foresight. Exactly. Exactly. Your maybe inability to have foresight in a situation, that's going to change. Now you're going to be tapped into the higher consciousness around something. Okay, be able to see it. Yeah, interestingly enough, right? In foresight, she has that sword. Single sword planted and rooted in the ground. So your subconscious is also trying to give you foresight as to what's about to happen in your world. You can trust that. It might show up in a dream. Okay. Clarify the Eight of Cups and the Six of Pentacles under Aries energy, Divine. Okay. Hold on, let me shuffle. Deck got a little chunky. Clarify the Eight of Cups with the Six of Pentacles. Oh, enchantment in reverse. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's no longer going to be a... That could be what's dying. The illusion around, again, I need to be more focused on other people's happiness than my own. Yeah, that enchantment. Uranus energy is showing up a lot here. Okay, so yeah, a lot of change in your perception about what that balance actually looks like. The Six of Pentacles. Yes, absolutely. And that clarity, again, is coming from the world soul. It's in the cosmic climate. Clarify the Six of Cups in reverse with the Two of Wands. With the survival. Thank you. Rebirth, exactly. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Very strong energy of rebirth. I almost feel like you're going to have a very like shamanistic kind of a journey in February. I think it's through your dreams, Leo Virgo. Your consciousness is rising, and it is going to kind of bring forward things that you need to see and break you free from some sort of enchantment, maybe even a little bit of spell kind of energy, energetic work that might have been done on you. That keeps coming up too. So maybe a lot of the collective is breaking free from those spells that are really cast in so many different ways, right? Illusion spells, I just heard. Okay, it's breaking free from an illusion spell that you've been under. Clarify the 7 of Wands with the 10 of Swords under messages. Yeah, the wounded healer. Exactly. Exactly. Some of you are going to also get a lot of clarity as to why you've had to go through some situations that might have wounded you here. It's because you have the strength with all this sun energy showing up. You have the strength to heal it. You have the strength to find that balance. Okay? Dandelion, the wounded healer. There's something significant about that. This could also be a wish being granted, this wound being healed, or you being able to stand your ground or have some sort of spiritual protection against something, or to be able to see clearly. That's a wish that might be granted here. Show me strength with the Hermit under clarify. Thank you. Surrender. Yeah, absolutely. This is also about accepting who you are. Maybe you've been carrying a little bit of shame or like some guilt around. Again, I don't know why I keep overpouring or I keep doing this and I feel bad about it. It doesn't feel good, but I don't know how to stop. Like some of that could be shifting out of your energy here in February. Show me the Queen of Wands with the Ace of Cups, because it's like surrendering to who you are and what you need and accepting that that is what it is, and not feeling like you need to change that necessarily. It's just changing how you take care of yourself, Leo Virgo. Okay? Yeah, purpose. Queen of Wands with the Ace of Cups. Okay, some of y'all might be running on that ideology of I'm here to give more than I'm meant to receive, and that's not true. That's what's also keeping you in that overgiver energy, and maybe that's what's being cleared and clarified. All that you've given does come back to you and will come back to you multiplied. Okay, especially when it's given from a pure space within you, your intuition. This is what I'm saying. That's what's growing. Yeah. You don't have to second guess or question source anymore. You do have some sort of direct contact here. You are hearing very clearly from your spirit what needs to be done, or what's, or maybe who you overgive to. Like there's very clear signs around that. It's just a matter of you trusting it. Okay? Yeah. Show me the Lovers and the King of Cups here with this abundance, ancient memory. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. More sun energy. Yeah, double sun here. And strength at the bottom. When I tell you here, there is some sort of wave of confidence. Your solar plexus could be really active here in February, Leo Virgo, but there was any doubt in your mind about your own power, that's all about to make a lot more sense and be cleared right on out here. Okay, so this is a major transformation for you, Leo Virgo. I really do hope you receive this message in all the ways that you're meant to. I hope it brought you clarity, confirmation, any sort of healing that maybe might have been needed. All right, I really do wish that, because this seems very important when it comes to your soul's journey. This is a very big moment for you in February. Okay? But I love that surrender is on the solar calm and the clarity around, again, your own energy. Leo Virgo, strengthen the Hermit. where you might have felt very chaotic in trying to embody who you are, that's going to become a lot easier here in February. Alrighty, my loves, I'm going to leave it there. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like this reading. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you all in our next one. Namaste.